Hey, what's up guys? My name's Squid, and today we are back here on the IslandCraft server, and we are flying around our beautiful base over here in the Mesa biome, our western theme base, which is looking absolutely great today. And we are currently running low on a few things. Mainly food. We barely have any more food. We also have very little rockets or gunpowder for that matter. And finally, one of the most important things we're running out of is hope. Why? We're never going to be rich, are we? Now, what we are going to start this episode off with is getting ourselves some more food. So what we're going to have to do is build ourselves some sort of farms. And I don't only want to have one, so we're going to make several. But I think that our main source of food at the moment is going to be something like chicken, because that's easy to transport, easy to collect. But later on, we're going to have to make actual farms to farm more stuff like golden carrots and all those better food sources. So for now, we're going to have to make ourselves a small chicken farm, maybe a cow farm, just to get some basic meat and food so we can advance our way through this season. But what I'm thinking is that right over here in this nice flat spot right next to our base, we are going to build our farm. So I'm thinking we might have a path come along here, and this will be where our building itself is, and inside the building we'll have a bunch of farms. Now I don't know how I want to style this yet, and I really haven't thought of anything. Probably kind of around this main style, because I don't want to do anything that stands out too much from the western theme. But we're going to get right into building a little frame, seeing what we like, and then fitting in the farms once we've finished building the exterior. Now, what I am planning for this little farmhouse is that we can actually have a little angle right here where we'll have a window maybe looking into it. So if you do come down the path, which we will eventually put here, you'll be able to look in here, maybe see the animals or whatever we have in there, and then our door will be right here. And since it is too wide, I think we can find a way to stop monsters from coming in, but keep it an open door. I believe if we put trap doors against the walls, kind of like we did at the entrance over there, we'll be safe. But look at that cheeky spider up there hiding. I see you. You can't kill me. No, no, no. No tricks here. Now, I have just finished up building this basic layout of it. As you can see, I've decided this will be where the door is. It's the same style, and I'm hoping that since we've got these trap doors here, the mobs won't actually see them as open, so they won't be able to walk here, even though they clearly could. That's what I'm hoping that will happen with these trap doors. And I've added a few details over here, pretty basic. We got some fences and some upside down stairs, but around here, look at these really cool details. So I'm using stairs and slabs in this case, and they look really, really nice now. It is a very elevated build. The floor is actually right here, which is 2 blocks off the ground, making it very high. And right here, I'm planning on having all 4 of these blocks filled in with glass, making a very nice looking stained glass window. In fact, I have been smelting a lot of it down. So what we're going to do now is we're going to grab all the glass in here, head over there, and start building up the walls. And we'll probably make this a 2-floored building, although we might make it 1 floor and just have a very nice looking roof, which isn't as flat as the one we have here, but we're going to have to see how it turns out and what we come up with. Welcome back, everyone, and as you can see behind me, we have just finished up the first floor of our new little building here, and we've got this very nice window here that is nice and long, and it's at this angle, which gives it a really nice look. Now, we might have to change up a few things just to make it look a bit better, and it does look a bit flat. Might round it out in some places, but I think it's looking great. Front also looking great, very nice with the windows, the short windows. And if we come inside, you can see we've got some massive windows out here, and I'm actually loving this because for our old design we made a few tiny windows, just one there, and then some longer ones up there. But here we've just got these absolutely massive windows, and you may be wondering why we don't have anything against this wall. Now this is for 2 reasons. Mostly because most of Western builds, towns, stuff like that, have the houses and different buildings stacked next to each other, connected. There's no space in between each of the houses. So that's what we're going to do later on. Next time we build a house here, whatever it's going to be, we're just going to connect it straight up to this one. So having windows there would have no purpose, and we'd have to get rid of them later on anyway. Now, if we come in here, the other reason we're going to have this is what I've decided is we're going to have our farms upstairs. That way we don't have to block any of these windows. And what I'm thinking we're going to do is we're going to maybe have like barrels. So I've made a few right here just to demonstrate. Maybe just have a few barrels lying around with a hopper going into them. Now, this is only a few. We'd have a big stack. And what we'd actually do is mine out a part of the ceiling. And what we might have is ice up there. And the items would actually fall down into this and get transferred into one of the barrels. And I only think we really need 1 barrel at the moment because we don't really need that many more items, but we might have several hoppers, maybe several of the barrels themselves so we can hold a few more items than we have right now. So maybe we'll have a hopper above this pointing into a second barrel just in case we get more items than we're expecting. But I think that this should turn out really cool, and it's going to help preserve the look of this. It won't look industrial. There won't be farms and chickens everywhere. All that will be stored upstairs, because as you can see right now, comparing this build to that one, it's super flat. Even though it's really highly elevated, it looks really awkward. So we are going to have to make pretty much a very big section before adding on the roof, and then it should look really good overall, and I cannot wait to see if this turns out as great as I'm imagining it. Now we have just finished up our little chicken farm here, which is going to actually lead into this pipe with the water sources. So what happens here is there are a bunch of chickens up here. Now I used eggs so they haven't grown up. Let's see if we can open this without them escaping. Yeah, look at them all in there. All those baby chickens are there, and looks like train lovers come over to check this out. As you can see, these chickens, they're going to lay eggs once they grow up, and then what's going to happen is this dispenser is going to shoot those eggs in here, and once these little chickens grow up, they're going to grow up, hit the lava block, burn, and then their cooked chicken, which is nice because it's actually going to automatically cook due to the lava, that is going to come into this dispenser, which is going to get dispensed into the water stream and go down here all the way into our barrel. Now this is very janky redstone because as you can see I am very bad at it, and it's not very efficient. If more than one item goes through the system at once, it doesn't work. As you can see, let's put one rotten flesh in here. Works fine, it gets sent. If you put two, one gets sent, the other one stays stuck, and the whole system locks up. So we might have to figure out something for that later on, but so far this is looking pretty cool. And once these chickens grow up and start making more eggs, we'll start having some chicken rolling in. We just have to wait a bit longer for that to start happening. Pretty much, yes, the cows will come up. You can come in this chest, which I filled with wheat, all the wheat that we've got. I've been farming for a while. You just breed a bunch of them. There we go. Make sure they're nice and... Okay, they keep flying out. This is actually really scary. Please don't fly out again. Okay, there's a lot we're going to have to collect. Pretty much you just come around here and kill them. Oh no, this is super bad. There clearly is something wrong with this farm design. I don't know if I misplaced something, but for some reason they're flying out. But pretty much they'll die. Their stuff will get collected. It's going to go through a bunch of hoppers down here, leading into this dispenser, which I've filled up. And then there is a smoker here. So what we can do is if we want, we can grab some of the raw beef and put it into one of these smokers up here. So we are going to have to figure out why all of these cows were flying out of the machine. I don't see where they could have come out of, but if we simply grab this raw beef, what we're going to be able to do is come right upstairs again. We do have a better way to get up here. We're going to have to set up ladders and stuff, but for now, you can chuck it in here, and this will cook it down, and it'll send it automatically into that dispenser. So, if we come in here, you'll see that the dispenser is right up there, and it's going to drop all this on us, and it's actually the same system we used for the chickens, where you have a manual activation, and if I can actually get up these stairs, there we go, I can walk indeed. We flick this switch, starts dispensing, and look at that, it's fallen from the sky. Now it may look like it's getting stuck and not, it's just that the hopper is slow to pick up, again 1 item per second, but nothing is going to despawn because it picks it up fast enough that it is safe. So now we get a ton of beef, and I mean this steak has been here for a while now and we just get tons and tons. So this is probably our main food source, because if we come over to chicken, we don't have as much. Somehow we have beef and redstone in here, but overall, it's looking pretty good, and we do need to decorate this place, so that's what we're going to do next, because as you can see, first of all, some of it is missing the hopper, and second of all, it's looking really bad in here. There's nothing to see, nothing to do. Over here, we're going to have to fix this, make them look better when we go to the upstairs, where we're going to control everything, get rid of this staircase, and do something here at the entrance using these pillars. So, let's get right into it, and make ourselves a beautiful interior for our new food building. We are flying straight over our new beautiful house, and we have just finished up the roof and a few extra details on the inside. Now, as you can see, the roof is looking very similar to this one with a lot of pillars and spikes on it, except this time we've implemented a lot of cobblestone, because at the bottom I used a bit of cobblestone walls on the side. You know what? We're going to stick a bit with that theme. Now, we do have this little thing right here, which is meant to be a little sort of crane, but what's weird is I'm pretty sure that wall textures connect with fences, but it doesn't look like it. So that is a very awkward connection up there, so I'm going to have to figure something out to make that look good. But overall, I'm loving this little thing. So it's actually like connected here, hanging over, and this is just an extra support to make sure it doesn't bend if there's too much on it, too much weight on it. It is wood, so it's kind of there just to represent some sort of support, holding this up, making sure it doesn't fall. And it's just carrying a few of these crates because we don't really have stone or anything else in here. We have food, so I decided just to use barrels as storage. And if we come in here, we're going to see that I've got plenty of barrels. Over here in the corner, I've got a few stacks, and right in the middle, look at all those barrels. And these ones are nice. They're on a little platform, just kind of elevated above everything else, and I've got a few item frames with them on here, just kind of representing what each of these barrels can hold. So these two, they're meant for beef. If we come around here, these two right here are meant for leather, and these two are meant for cooked chicken or just any chicken products. And I put these here just in case we need extra storage. At the moment, we're pretty good. We do have a decent amount of chicken, and our beef is just overflowing, but for now it's going pretty well, and we don't have that too much, and this is looking really good. I'm liking it. I added in some supports, and these ones are vital to this actually, because there's water under here from this, and if we didn't have these supports here, you'd actually see the little drips coming down from the ceiling, so that adds a lot to it. And overall, upstairs didn't change much, but I am still liking the look of this. I'm just being able to look out onto our little end portal over there. Not end, nether portal. Why would I say end? That makes no sense. And our other builds, and overall it's looking really good. And the only bummer is trying to get on that ladder, because for some reason I can't do it. And last thing I changed was just the doors. Mobs kept coming in here. Creepers kept finding their way into this building, which I blew up about 3 times, and it breaks the wall every time, which makes me really mad. So I just put some doors on there. It looks pretty good. Have some trapdoors, so it looks like the doors are taller than they actually are. And overall, I'm liking this a lot, and I love how it turned out. But we don't have time to work on this, because it is time to work on another thing, and that thing is going to bring us plenty of TNT and fireworks, because we are going to make, yes, that is right, a creeper farm to get tons of gunpowder, because we have a few things we have to do. First thing we have to do is get ourselves fireworks, because we got an elytra now. We have to be able to fly around. Whee! Really fun. Tons of goodness. And while we're up here, you can see I've started mining out a bit of this canyon, because this is going to be the canyon going through our western town, and we need to dig it all out. And we're going to use TNT for that, because pretty much we're lazy, and we're not going to mine that out. That's not going to be our thing, because mining takes too long. I've already spent enough time building, so what we're going to do instead is we're going to get tons of TNT and blast it open. So we're going to have to build a gunpowder farm, so that's what we're going to do next. But Mr. Snowman appears to have died. Is it? Okay, okay. Don't take this, don't take this too harshly. Mr. Snowman, he's my bro. Yeah, he's with me, we're together, we're great, but we're going to defile his grave and see what's in here. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. You saw nothing. Hi, Mr. There. Oh, R.I.P. Mr. Snowman, you will be remembered. Just like that, we've got ourselves a massive hole. And when I mean massive, I mean this is giant. Like, I think this goes to Y level 5. I already forgot at what level I mined at, because it took ages, and I was pretty annoyed. I don't like mining a lot, and it was a painful process. Let's check. How deep are we? Level 10. Wow, that is impressive. Yeah, we came all the way down here. We did get a few diamonds, which was nice, but most of all, look at all the chests we filled with random sorted items. Man, it was crazy. And this got us tons and tons of stone, which is very good, because for our next step, we have to turn all this stone into smooth stones. Have you ever seen a more beautiful sight than 16 furnaces smelting down all my stone at once? It is beautiful. Now, it's not very efficient, however. We are going to have to make an automatic smelter one day, because this is just the worst way to do it, and we're going to build some sort of building which will house it. That's what's so great about our town. We can just kind of modulate it. If we need something new farm, new crops, anything, bam, new building, and we can stuff it in there, and it's great, which means we don't have to have our farms just randomly out in the open for no reason. So we are going to build those later on, but what we need right now is we need redstone, because we're going to have to start building redstone contraptions, because we're going to have dispensers with waters that are going to push the creepers down, all the way down here. That way they fall and die, because we need to collect their drops. So we're going to have to get ourselves a bunch of dispensers and a bunch of water buckets. So while we wait for all this to smelt down, we're going to head back up to the surface and get ourselves tons of redstone materials. Well, look at this pleasant surprise. Now, I was just mining over here so I could make an infinite water source, because we're going to need a ton of water buckets for the next step. And I've run into some shiny little diamonds down here, so we're going to pick these up. And wow, this is very nice start off to this farm. And now we're just a teeny bit richer. But like I was saying, we're going to have to put an infinite water source here, because I have just placed the first layer of smooth stone, and I was a smart boy, and these are all slabs, because I'm not making the mistake of using full blocks again, because that is such a waste, and I've learned that slabs are much more efficient. So now I'm officially a pro Minecrafter. You guys have to call me that. You can't call me a noob in the comments. Do not do it. I'm now officially pro Minecrafter, and as you can see, we're missing one crucial step. water, because we need to put water on all these edges so that when the creepers fall down here, they'll get slowly pushed to the middle where they'll have nowhere else to go except on these magma blocks where they'll die because they can't crouch like I can, and they'll just slowly die. It is a slower killing method, but it's going to be the most efficient because we don't want anything too advanced. Now, this does mean that the rates are going to be affected since the creepers aren't dying as fast as they could. But overall, I think it's not too important, and I don't think we're going to need enough gunpowder that this is going to change our rates. I have just used some of our iron to craft some buckets, fill them up with water, and that does mean that it is now time for some mass water placement because on every one of these blocks we need to put some water. So hopefully this turns out correctly and the water sources flow perfectly. None of the water should be on top of the magma blocks because if it is, that would allow the creepers kind of just shuffle around and get stuck, and we don't want that. So let's cross our fingers this actually works, and hopefully I built this correctly because I dug this giant hole and I really don't want to have to build another one, so this better end up working. And there we have it. It is beautiful looking. I'm surprised it worked. I'm probably just as surprised as you, but I guess I'm just that good gamer. You cannot handle how good I am at Minecraft. I was able to calculate the distance that the water would travel. I'm just master at physics and everything Minecraft related. Look at this. It is pretty mesmerizing, just the diamond shape it creates and all the water flows going to the middle, and it comes out perfectly. Just pushes you in if we use ourselves as a dummy. It is pretty slow, but hopefully the creepers will try to wander towards the middle, and they'll get here, and they'll slowly die. But, of course, they have to spawn, and for that, we need spawning platforms, and a ton of them for that. And that's why we've got a bunch of, that's the iron, there you go, smooth stone blocks. So we're going to grab these and start building up the platforms. You might have noticed at the top I left some of the terracotta, and this is because this is actually where the edge of the platforms are. So the platforms are this inner diamond right here. You can see that this external is where the creepers are going to fall down, and then this is going to be filled in with platforms going all the way to the bottom. Now, I don't know where we're going to have to AFK. I haven't looked that up yet and at what height we're going to have to be, but we're going to figure that out very soon because our farm's going to be up and running pretty quickly. And just like that, oh, that did not go according to plan. Give me, quick set, jump cut. As I was saying before, rudely being interrupted by gravity, everyone's worst enemy. I mean, who actually cares about gravity? Imagine life without gravity. I know, so much better. But, as you can see, we've got our first beautiful platform here. Now, it might not look much. And if you are paying a lot of attention, you'll see that something's wrong. There's some blocks missing. Because, indeed, we need a bunch of trap doors, especially iron trap doors, and then on top, we're also going to have wood trap doors, along with some random glass blocks around, so that only creepers spawn. Now, why do only creepers spawn like this? Okay, I'm going to tell you a little secret that no one else knows. I have absolutely no idea. I don't even know. I don't know what those blocks are going to do. I just know they're going to do some good stuff for me, and I'm happy that they're there, and I thank them for their efforts. So, we're just going to pretend that we know what we're doing, because we definitely don't. And we're going to start working on the next platform. So, hopefully what's going to happen is we'll have a platform above this, only creepers will spawn, and in here we'll have a water bucket, which will dispense water, and the creepers will get slowly pushed, fall into the water below, get to the middle, and bing bang boom, we get gunpowder. It's a great way to get profit, and it's going to be beautiful. So now we just have to build up all of the layers. I think we're going to do about 7, although we're going to do the right amount so that we get the best rates. And we're going to link up all the redstone, and I'll be back with you guys in a bit. We've got platform number 2. This right here is our 3rd platform. This here is our 4th beautiful platform. Right here we've got platform numero 5. We have got yet another platform, and this one is platform number 6. There we have it, the final and 7th platform. Since we've just finished up all the platforms, we just have to give them a little test, make sure their water is nice and flowing, so it should be pretty simple. All we should have to do is place a temporary block up here. Oh, there they go. Now it might overflow. Yes, okay. Now platforms aren't complete, that's why it's overflowing right now, but it looks as though all these platforms dispense their water. This is looking absolutely great. And now, assuming the system works, I should just be able to break this, and they all go away. Yeah, look at that. These ones are gone, these ones are gone. We did it! Our farm is now fully operational. So, we have one last thing to do, and that is complete the platforms, but for that, we're going to need a bunch of iron trapdoors and wooden trapdoors. Welcome back, and we have just finished putting all our iron trapdoors in, so if we fly right into here, let's see if we can make it. Ooh, we made it without dying this time. Good, good. We will see that. We've got iron trapdoors around here. Now, this is one block bigger than it was before, and what you can see, I duplicated this on every layer, so if you guys want to make this farm too, all you have to do is make this exact same design on every layer. So pretty much you've got 2 on the corner. I don't think it matters which direction. You can have these 2 or these 2, but you have to keep it consistent all the way down as I did here. Then you have 2 blocks, 1 more, 2 blocks, and then the exact same thing. You got these 2 in the corner, 2 blocks, 1 more in the middle, 2 blocks, and these again. And this is repeated the entire way around. And by doing this, the water is going to flow exactly to the edge, and it's not going to pop off. So the creepers and only the creepers, because only creepers should spawn, should get pushed to the edge, and the water should push them, and they'll fall all the way down. So we have just finished up putting all the trapdoors down, and as you can see, we are here on one of the floors where we've got a ton of dark oak trapdoors above us, and they line up perfectly with the floor below. See, we've got the trapdoor here right under the iron bars. Not the iron bars, iron trapdoors. Cannot talk today, but if we look over here, we can see all of them have got their beautiful trapdoors. Now, we don't need any on the bottom because no mobs are spawning down here. What we will need, however, if I can actually get out of here, there we go, is some up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a sort of ceiling here because we got to cut out all the light to let the mobs spawn. And alright, so we are back, and hopefully this time it will work, because if it doesn't, I don't know what we're doing wrong, because we should be able to. There we go, get rid of the rails, power them. That one worked. That one worked. Now, can we place the minecart? We can place it right in the middle. Oh. It's not coming out. It's not coming out. Push it. Wait. Oh, no, the rail. Get rid of the block. I keep forgetting the rail. The rail is the most important part. Always get rid of the rail. It worked. That 100% worked. Look at that. I think they're all in there. It's really hard to see where the middle one is, but we can test it out real quick. Let's get rid of all these beautiful pistons, and it looks like they all got sucked in. Let's chuck it. Yeah, look at that. It's working beautifully. So, pretty much what's happening is, since these are inside of the blocks, when the items land on them, they get sucked up by these and pushed into the hoppers. So if we come over here to our little storage chest, which hopefully if we linked everything up correctly should, look at that, we've got all the items in here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the last 6 blocks, and we should be done, and hopefully it's nice with me and does not torture me, because it's the creeper supposed to get tortured, not me. You hear me? No. I'm here to build this farm, not to get used. Now I'm on the last one, which is the middle one, which is a bad decision, because as you can see, there's no way for me to break the rail in the middle once I place it. So what I would consider doing if you get into the same situation is placing it on top of a block like I'm going to do here. I do want it to be perfectly aligned so it doesn't mess up when it falls, because what we're going to do next is break it, and it should drop right into place. Look at that. That worked perfectly. Now, you might be able to do that with all of them. I have not, but just like that, we finished up. That is the last one. So it might be smarter to do the middle blocks first and then the exterior blocks, but if you really need to, you can drop them all into place. It is just be careful because they will like nudge each other and move, but now they should work perfectly, and no matter where I throw my rails, they should get sucked up. Like, they get sucked up so quickly I don't even see them fly out of me. Look at that. Let's just throw some in the water, and there they go. Perfectly. So assuming any mob dies in here, hopefully only creepers, but if we did mess up, more mobs are going to spawn, then we should be safe, and they should get sucked up and transported to our chest right here, which we are going to have to figure out a way to move this to the surface, because we don't want our items to get transported here. We want to move them up to the surface where we can collect them in one spot. So we are just about finished with our beautiful creeper farm, and the last thing we need to do is stop those pesky spiders from spawning, because the trapdoors we've added in, those are stopping all the annoying zombies and skeletons, but those spiders, they're super sneaky, and they're still going to spawn because they're only 1 block tall, so they aren't affected by the trapdoors, and we only want creepers to get the best rates. Now, what we actually have to do is place glass blocks, and these may look like they're random, but they are not. What I use is, we've got the center block, and you're going to go out right here. In this case, it's like 3 blocks out to the side, or you can say it's go out 2 and 1 to the left. And pretty much what we have to do then is go out 2 blocks, put a block here, go out 2 blocks, put 1 there, and there you go. This is the same on every side. You can see they're kind of forming, there's 3 blocks on each of the quadrants, and pretty much we're just going to have to leaf these up. They're going to merge with the ceiling, and we have to do this on every single floor, because if we don't, then we're going to have those pesky spotters, and they're going to ruin our rates. There we have it. We have just done it. As you can see, on every single floor, we've got the glass blocks. Look at these. There's looking pretty. Wait. Hold up. Did I? Okay, well, just excuse me for a quick second. I'll be right back with you guys. Alrighty then, now we have finished all the floors. If we fly down here, you'll see that every single one of these has got their beautiful glass blocks, which means we are not getting any of those pesky spiders in their unused string. Who even needs string? I mean, I don't even use a bow. I don't have a bow or a crossbow. String is for the weak. Only the weak use string. So now the big question is, what is next? And that is our redstone, because we need to find a way to make this farm trigger manually, and we're not just gonna be there the whole time, flicking a little lever, making the dispensers go off. We need our redstone components. Here we go. We got some comparators, and we do need one comparator, and we need a lot of repeaters, because we want a pretty big delay. We don't want it going off every single second, or else creepers won't have time to spawn. So we are gonna grab some of the redstone from our good chests up here, and then we are going to head back and start working on it. Well, there we have it. After a ton of work, we have finally finished up this farm, and it is working perfectly. From what I hear, every time this observer gets updated, we can hear all of the dispensers firing, which is beautiful. And I've checked the chest downstairs a few times, and we are only getting gunpowder, which means we did everything correctly, and no other mobs are spawning. Now, it's not very efficient yet, because we still need to light up all the caves around this farm to make this as optimal, because we only want creepers spawning here, not spawning in random caves around the farm. So, next episode we're going to have to do that, because this episode we have just about run out of time. So, next episode we do have some very important things to do, and that is mainly getting a collection system, because right now everything gets collected down below, and we really need a better way to get all of that. So, we're probably going to build some sort of building up here on top of the farm, and this is where we'll be able to AFK, and this will be where all of the gunpowder gets reserved. Please don't blow up right now. Please don't do this to me, guys. But there we have it, our beautifully finished gunpowder farm, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please stay tuned for the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!